All right, if you're not trading consistently yet, there's probably a couple of different things that you could do in order to gain consistency. But one of the things that I found that is very helpful to a lot of people over the years that I've been doing coaching one-on-ones and doing classes is to trade a lot smaller than people think. And this is known as kind of micro trading. And we did a class on this not too long ago. So I just want to show you one of the things here. And if you're interested in this micro trading class, check out our website, optionsblackbelt.com. You can get more insight about this class. But the point is that when we look at micro trading, what a lot of people do is they oftentimes, when I work with them one-on-one, they go too big, too fast, too soon, too quick with too many position sizes. And that can start impacting you emotionally, especially if you're not ready for something, right? Think about it like if you're first time learning to, drive or ride a bicycle. Like if you ever see a kid, they're like a little bit worried or hanging tight. And as you know, once you get going on the bicycle, it's fine. And it's the same thing with trading, is that people cling on too much, too fast, and they're trying to go too quickly on that bicycle. So here, instead of celebrating or trying to aim for $1,000 win or $5,000 or $20,000 wins, whatever size is, may feel like, hey, this is a good size you're aiming for, you might need to go back down quite a bit, slow things down, and start celebrating the $10 wins, the $15 wins, the $8 wins. Just try to build that up, right? In some cases, you're just trying to go in and just create trades that you're just looking for consistency of winning, because what that's doing is you're not necessarily looking for a major profit. You're actually looking for something that's a soft power in these cases, and that soft power is really building your confidence. You're looking for that soft growth behind it. And once you build that up, that's when you can start trading a little bit larger. So rather than trying to aim for, let's say you're doing a $500 trade, go down to a $100 trade, go down to a $50 trade, just try to make $5, $2, just try to win a little bit, bits and pieces at a time, do safer trades. And this way it can build that confidence. And what this does is it creates kind of like the snowball effect, right? So a little snowball goes into a bigger snowball, and it creates this momentum. And what you can do is, say you take, for example, these $5, $10 kind of wins. Well, what it allows you to do is that once you've collected this $5 and $10 and $15 over here, well, let's say you've collected $20 from a couple of different trades. Well, now it gives you the confidence. Instead of trying to aim for $5 or $10 of a win, you aim for maybe a $15 to $20 of a win, right? You start ramping it up. Now you do this a bunch of times. So let's say now you're like, okay, now I'm doing $20 wins, aiming for $20 wins, which means you're increasing position size a little bit. And now, okay, you're starting to do that. Okay, well, now let's aim for kind of like a $30, $40 wins. Okay, so now we're aiming for a little bit larger, which means we're risking more. So at the beginning, maybe you were, risking $500. Now you're maybe risking $1,000. Now you might be risking $3,000. So over time, this starts to accelerate and allows you to then grow that account in a soft way, rather than trying to go too big, too fast, too quick. It's kind of like stretching. It allows that brain to stretch, the mind to stretch. It allows you to really just ease into it a little bit at a time. Now, you can do this if you're trading stocks. You can do this just by the sheer fact of whatever size or capital you're dealing with, or just the stock that you're trading. So let's say you've got a $100 stock and you need to buy a certain number of shares. Okay, well, that's going to cost you a certain amount. Well, if you like carrying a certain number of shares, well, maybe instead of doing a $100 stock, go down to a $40 stock. Try and trade something different and, deal with that. So if you're looking for 100 shares, okay, $40 stock, 100 shares. So you got 100 shares, $40 stock, 100 shares. It's a $4,000 trade. Right? So that's what you've got on the line. Now, you might have a stop in place and so on if you're just dealing with the stock. Now, if you're dealing with the option part of it, it may be a little bit of a different principle. Rather than, let's say we're just talking about a put selling concept. So we're selling a put to acquire the shares at a lower price. Well, over here, the stock is $40. You sell a put over here at maybe $35. Okay, so at this spot, you've got 35. And you're willing to take that stock or that position. Well, instead of doing it at 35 to try and make maybe, I don't know, $20, you might say, okay, well, I'll go to the 30 and maybe I'll aim to make less. Or instead of 2 contracts or 4 contracts, I'll go down to 1 contract. So you can do that in the option side pretty easily. So let's say we're going into, just the first one that comes to mind for me is XYZ. So the stock is now $61, the block company. as square. I always think of it square. And, instead of going in, well, let's take this 18-day for a minute. Instead of going here on the put side and trying to say, okay, well, I'm going to try to make $100 at the 58, even though the stock's around 61. I might go down here to the 52 and just try to make $22 or even 50 and try to make $16. Just doing little micro trades. Yes, you're not making as much. You're not making $90. You're making maybe $15 at expiration. But the point is it gets you the habit, the snowball effect that starts to create. It builds that confidence, that discipline, and just shows you the profitability potential. What you're really trying to do is trick your mind and trick your brain to say, hey, I can do this. Hey, I'm bringing in some revenue. Hey, this is working out okay. I'm not as uncomfortable with this. And that's what you can do. You can do micro trading in this case, whether you're putting on position size with capital. You can do micro trading as well with, just the delta of the option, contract size or number, or even just going longer dated or duration. So instead of doing, let's say, a 10 DTE, you might say, well, I'm going to take that 10 and I'm going to go to a 20 DTE. So it's going to be a little bit different. So all of a sudden, you've now changed the risk, because this has more gamma risk, right? Because you have more acceleration here on the 10-day versus the 20-day. You have a lot less. It's more smoother, or even a 30-day. So you could go into a 30 DTE as well. So all of these things, a little bit at a time, starts to ease the pressure and the problems that go with it. So this is one of the techniques and tactics we use here, with micro trading, is just to build up some of those confidences and habits and disciplines, because it can really accelerate things, especially if you haven't been profitable. Like if you've been putting on different trades, and if you feel like you've studied a lot and things are just not clicking, it may be that, you're just trading too big. I've seen a lot in the coaching things that I've done over the years is, people come to me, they say, hey, review my portfolio. Hey, look at this thing and tell me what you think I'm doing wrong. In a lot of cases, people are trading a lot bigger than they should be, and it freaks them out. And, if you dial down, it'll get your mind at peace, which then allows you to make clear, rational, logical decisions rather than the emotional ones, and you'll be a lot better off. So anyways, take this as a quick little tip and insight. If you're interested more though in the class and you want to get more insight on really the in-depth scoop on micro trading, check out the class and session there. Down below, you can check out a lot of other classes that we have on our website as well. There's tons of material that we do, and we did diagonal spreads, calendar spreads, iron condor deep dives, and much more. So anyways, thanks for joining me. Truly appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of the week ahead, and maybe I'll see you in a future live class or session. All right, take care.